The spaces you spend time in have a dramatic impact on your behavior, way more than willpower does. Most of us think that sticking to new habits or routines is all about discipline, but the truth is, your environment is shaping your choices constantly, usually without you even realizing it. Instead of trying to push yourself to stay consistent through sheer willpower, what if you designed your space so that good choices became automatic? That's what we're talking about today. In this video, I'll share how you can use behavioral science strategies to design your space so it naturally supports the life you want. In case you're new here, I'm Dr. Kelly Cosgrove, and I help overwhelmed people build consistent, healthy routines by combining science-backed strategies with home organization. Let's get into it. There's actually a term for the concept of how your environment influences your decisions and thus your behaviors. We refer to this as choice architecture. Researchers have found that the way choices are presented, defaults, placement, visibility, has a massive impact on your behavior. Let's go over some classic examples. In countries where you're automatically an organ donor unless you opt out, donation rates are super high. On the other hand, where you have to actively opt in, rates are much lower. Grocery stores put impulse buys at the checkout line because they know you'll be tempted while waiting. Costco puts essentials like paper towels and milk at the back of the store, so you have to pass by aisles of deals you didn't plan to buy. And online, Amazon makes it incredibly easy to buy with one click, and sometimes a little too easy to accidentally subscribe to something you didn't mean to. The point is, choice architecture is already at work in your daily life. The question is, how can you take those same principles and apply them at home, and in a way that actually benefits you? Let's talk about why choice architecture works. Changing your behavior is hard when you're relying only on willpower. Motivation comes and goes, but environmental design works at a subconscious level. It reduces resistance and lowers the friction between you and the action you want to take. When you design your space intentionally, you can make the behavior you want to do the easiest option, the default option, or the one that naturally grabs your attention. And that means you don't have to consistently battle with yourself. You've set up your space to do the heavy lifting. But how can this be applied at home? The first step is simply recognizing that your environment is already shaping your routines. So take a step back and ask yourself, what routines do I want to encourage more of? What habits do I want to cut back on? And how is my space either helping or hindering those goals? For example, if you want to spend less time scrolling in bed, but the first thing you see on your nightstand in the morning is your phone, that's your environment nudging you toward the very habit you're trying to reduce. Once you start noticing patterns like this, you can start designing your home to support your goals instead of sabotaging them. Now, before we get into the fun design tweaks, there's one step that makes all of this easier: decluttering. Clutter doesn't just take up physical space. Research shows that clutter is linked with higher stress and lower focus. It zaps your energy and makes it harder to stick with healthy routines. When your counters are covered, your closets are overflowing, and every drawer is crammed, it's nearly impossible to use your space strategically. So start by clearing out the excess. I have a video to guide you through this, and I'll link it on the screen at the end of this video. Once you've created breathing room, you'll have the clarity and freedom to arrange your environment with purpose. Once you've decluttered, here are some of the most effective strategies for reshaping your space. Number 1, reduce friction for goal behaviors. Make it easy to do what you want to do more of. If you want to exercise, keep your workout clothes where you'll see them. If you want to eat more veggies, chop them ahead of time and store them front and center in the fridge. Number 2, increase friction for habits you want to cut back on. Make it harder to do what you want to do less of. Put the snacks you're trying to limit on a high shelf in an opaque container. Put your phone in another room at night so you're not tempted to scroll. Number 3, establish defaults. Defaults are powerful. Keep a water bottle on your desk so hydration is your go-to instead of grabbing a soda. Put a book on your nightstand instead of your phone so reading becomes the easy default at bedtime. Number 4, be intentional about visible cues. What you see most guides your behavior. Visible spaces should be aligned with your goals. Keep healthy foods at eye level and tech distractions out of sight. Number 5, create zones for habits. Designate spaces for specific behaviors. A cozy reading nook makes you more likely to read. A meal prep station helps you cook at home. A tidy desk makes it easier to do focused work. Clarity in your environment leads to clarity in your habits. Number 6, reduce decision fatigue. Having too many choices drains your energy. Curate your closet so getting dressed is simple. Limit snack variety so you're not overwhelmed by options. Rotate a handful of dinner staples to make meal planning easier. Having fewer but better choices frees up your mental energy for the things that matter. All of this might sound exciting, but also a little bit overwhelming. So start small. Pick one area in your life that feels most important right now. If healthy eating is your focus, start with the kitchen. If work feels chaotic, start with your office. If sleep is a struggle, start with your bedroom. Make small, targeted changes in just one space. You'll be surprised at how those ripple effects spread to other areas of your routines. Download my habit-boosting home checklist to help guide your efforts. It's totally free, and I'll link it in the description below. Here's the big takeaway. Your environment is one of the most powerful tools you have for behavior change. You don't have to constantly fight yourself or rely on willpower. You can design your space so that healthy routines are the default and distractions fade into the background. Remember, you have the power to shape your environment, and your environment will shape you right back. So pick one area of your home today and start designing it with your future self in mind. You've got this. If you're ready to get started, check out my recent video on how to declutter your home. I'll link it here on the screen and in the description below.